Hey G.I. Joe fans, Joe Motion Videos 82 here. It is time for another G.I. Joe toy review. Before I get into this, sorry I have to start off on a more somber note. HCC 788, if you don't know, is a fantastic YouTuber. He does G.I. Joe toy reviews. That man is a genius when it comes to reviewing G.I. Joe toys. He's very knowledgeable. He researches them up, down, left, and right, and he really gets into the product. He loves G.I. Joe, I think, more than I do. He's battling a bout of depression right now. He's not feeling good at all. I should know this. I battle depression and anxiety myself. Fortunately, it got better for me when I started using a CPAP machine. I have sleep apnea. CPAP is just, guys, I'm sure you've seen commercials, a little mask you put on your face and it blows air into your face and helps keep your airway open. And good quality sleep helps your brain relax, detoxify, blah blah blah. Hence I felt better. So I know how bad depression sucks. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to do the things that you love. You don't want to talk to anybody, see anybody. You just don't want to do anything. The basic life activities are a burden. It's hard to do. It's hard to get up, hard to brush your teeth, hard to take a shower. You don't really want to eat, but you do because you have to. So if you guys haven't seen his show, haven't been over to his channel, I'll put it down here at the bottom of the screen. He goes by a screen name HCC 788, Hooded Cobra Commander 788. Let's send him some love. Okay, the man needs it. His wife Susan and their beautiful daughters are so supportive of him. Let's give them some support too, because it is rough on the family as well. You know, seeing a loved one down and out. So let's just send the whole Brian Lower family some love. HCC 788 family. Please keep him in your prayers if you're a religious person, and let's just help him out as much as we can. I know he would greatly appreciate it. His family will. They're very humble people, and they will not let any of that go to their heads. They haven't. Brian is one of the more humble people that I know. Anytime you send him something, he is so grateful that you do, and always saying you don't have to send these things. But people do. They send him things all the time. I've sent him stuff just because he's my friend, and I feel that he deserves it. I like to give out gifts, as you know. I have giveaways on this channel. So that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into this review. Today we're going to be looking at a fan request. So New Jersey Ed, Mr. Ed Fantry, this is for you, buddy. The 1985 Snow Serpent. This is his favorite figure. So Ed, here we go. It took me a while to get this guy together, to find him at a reasonable price, complete. I had one from my childhood. I only had his backpack. As you can see, he's a little yellowed. He's pretty beat up. I fixed his limbs. All of them were loose, but except for this one. I need to still work on that one, but yeah, he's pretty haggard. He's well loved, well played with, so I couldn't review him. I wanted to review him, but I just didn't have all of his accessories. I don't care so much about the file card, I just want to show him with all the accessories, because actually toy reviewers such as HCC and FormBX257 showing complete action figures helped me put together my collection, helped me get the accessories together. I remembered a bunch of them, which I was really shocked because I hadn't touched my collection, oh my gosh, since I was like 18, 19, when I was packing it all away. So I was surprised I remembered a lot of their accessories. But also another great item that you could purchase online to help you piece together your collection. You can find this on YouTube. Several vendors on YouTube sell this. It's a complete guide to G.I. Joe collecting. As you can see just on these pages, I know HCC uses this as a reference too, but it shows you, look at the variant of Zorana, it shows you what accessories go with the figures. This was actually individually done. Photographs were painstakingly put together by a G.I. Joe enthusiast. I don't have permission to use his name. It's in the publication if you want to look at it. But he said he put it together just out of his love for G.I. Joe, and he wanted to share that. So this toy line really impacted a lot of people's lives. I know it's impacted my life. Getting back into toy collecting also helped me with depression, gave me a hobby. Before I was struggling through hobbies, I was doing some wood burning, which taking a hot iron, like a soldering iron, and burning pictures into wood. That was fun, it was relaxing, but it wasn't fulfilling. I did some wood carving, that was fun too. And I had an end product, but yet it wasn't fulfilling. Until I came across HCC on YouTube. I was looking for G.I. Joe cartoons, and it just was like, wow, this is so cool. It sparked that interest, that love. It rekindled that love of G.I. Joe. So I started collecting again just because of him. So I owe him a great deal. But this magazine also lists the action figures in order by year, so that'll help you get the years together. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into this review. The Snow Serpent was first released as part of the 4th series in 1985. He was also available in 86, discontinued in 87. The leftover Hasbro stock of this figure was packaged with a new accessory and sold in 1992 at the convention, misnamed Cobra Snow Viper. The accessory it was packed with was a missile launcher and a missile. I wish you could see this picture. Go ahead and head over to yojo.com, tap on the Snow Serpent, just go under I think action figures under that little heading, and tap the year and Snow Serpent. It'll pull up all the information. But it's a cheap little weapon. It was nothing like what the accessories that he came with. These accessories are beautiful. He came with some really cool things, which we'll get to see here if you don't already know. The Snow Serpent originally retailed for $2.29. Imagine that, $2.29. But minimum wage back then, I think, was at $2.75 in '85. So $2.29 was pretty much an hour's worth of work. And then if I were a time traveler, I would go back and, with a pocket full of quarters. Our currency won't work, or a bunch of dollar bills, even better, and buy up a bunch of G.I. Joes for $2.29. Oh, if only I knew Marty McFly. So the Snow Serpent came in several variants. There was another one that came out in 91. He is a really cool Snow Serpent. I don't have him yet. I've been searching for him. He's a bit pricey on the aftermarket right now. There's another one released in 93, then 98, 2002, 2003, all the way up to 2008, which there were two different variants. There were in 2008 there was version 8 that came out, then version 9 VA and or version 9A and version 9 excuse me, B. There are some slight variants on that. And oh, I'm sorry, yeah, then 2009 it was version B, which he was camouflaged, so it's more than a slight variance. I apologize for that. So the Snow Serpent did make several media appearances. He was all over the Sunbow animated series. There were several times where they were featured. I wish I remembered the names of the cartoons where they actually showed up. I think the first time I saw them was in the Christmas the Christmas special, not really special, but a Christmas episode where the Joe team were bringing toys to an orphanage, and Cobra had slipped in a bunch of presents. They shrunk themselves down. The Snow Serpents actually set up a diversion, and the toys launched, and the Snow Serpents gave up just right away, and that kind of confused the Joe team. And of course, the Joes were under attack by Cobra. So this action figure for me, he ranks in my top 5 from 85. He may not be number 1. I'll do a top 10 of 85 when I get a chance. He's definitely in the top 5. I remember John, when he got this action figure, I was just smitten by it. It seemed like he was getting a new one every night. I would go to his house in the morning before school and pick him up, and we'd walk to school together. So I would go over there a little bit early so we could play. I'd go over there about 7 o'clock, and we had to leave at 7:30 to be to school at 8. So yeah, we would play for a little bit or just sit there and talk. So he showed me the Snow Serpent, and he told me all about it. He rattled off the file card, which I think he just threw those away. I never remember him keeping the file cards or any card backs. But I was really smitten. I love this action figure. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this fine specimen. Alright, so here he is in all of his glory. Snow Serpent came with quite a few accessories for its time. Let's go ahead and take these off and set him to the side. This one is in great shape. He's in near mint condition. Looks like somebody just opened him up and just put him on, just put him in a bag and sold him. Okay, he came with several accessories. Let's first take a look at his backpack. This is a pretty cool backpack. It showed up in the accessory battle pack under, it was blue. So don't let anybody try to pull the wool over your eyes and say that the Snow Serpent came with a blue one, because he did not. So let's go ahead. This backpack looks like it's set up for Arctic weather, definitely. Looks like it's more made out of a softer material. You can see the wrinkles in there, very well sculpted. Has a sleeping bag or a tent up here at the top. Some pouches. A nice little pouch up here. You could even see the sculpted in buckle on that thing. That is pretty cool. And right here on the side is a peg where you could put the missile launcher. This was my favorite accessory to that went with him. The missile does not detach. That technology wasn't around at the time. Kind of looks like a robot to me from this side with the bipod sticking out. It just sets up just like that. Let's move it in the frame a little bit better. There you go. And it fits onto the backpack. When I put it on, I like to, oh, here we go, sorry guys. When I put it on, I like to put the arm to the back. If the arm was on the other way, it would be hitting the Snow Serpent himself. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this. You can see that. Let's put it on a lighter background. There we go. It came with a parachute pack, which does fit around his waist snugly, as with version 7 I reviewed a few months ago. That backpack just fell off of his waist. This is a reserve parachute. If it were an original or a main parachute, it would be attached to his back. He also came with an AK-47 with a collapsible stock, which is appropriate for a paratrooper. You don't want a fixed stock when you bail out of a plane because it could bounce up when you land and bust your jaw. Came with 2 snowshoes. Those are very nice. So the Snow Serpent himself, as you can see, he is clad in gray with some white fur on his collar and around his hands, which is very appropriate. Some sculpted on pouches on his legs for additional equipment. See, he also is wearing a harness which slings around the back. This is a parachute harness, which indicates that he did have a main chute. And he is wearing a very appropriate mask that Arctic troops wear in sub-zero temperatures, and he also has a pair of goggles which could go, they're sculpted on goggles which go down over that mask. And he has this really cool looking ridged helmet and a nice little sculpted on cobra sigil there on the side, and of course he's wearing snow boots. I like the fact that he has these splashes of blue on him to break up the gray and white. That really punches him up. It looks really good. So let's look at his file card. Upper left hand corner reads Cobra Polar Assault, codename Snow Serpent, file name classified, primary military specialty Arctic operations, secondary military specialty infantry, birthplace from various countries as is custom for Cobra troops. And then you have a very nice picture which is taken off the card back. That reads Cobra at the bottom. Middle paragraph, the Snow Serpents are Arctic specialists, a branch of the eels or Cobra frogmen. They must undergo the same rigorous training program as the eels, with in addition to the 6-month cold weather course, weather above the Arctic Circle. Cold weather course somewhere above the Arctic Circle, which 6 months, I'm sure they were ready to go home, but I would want a little more than 6 months for Arctic training. Other aspects of their training include airborne operations under Arctic conditions, anti-tank procedures, and the use of snowshoes, skis, and kayaks. All very good pieces of equipment. So you could set him in Stalker version 2's kayak, and that would be very appropriate. If the eel, bottom paragraph reads in quotes, if the eels are the elite of Cobra's naval branch, then the Snow Serpents are the best of the best. How else could you characterize an individual who would like to parachute onto an icefall in sub-zero temperatures and then prepared to march 50 miles with a full field pack, assault rifle, and anti-tank weapon? End quote. That must have been from Cobra Commander. Alrighty. So the Snow Serpents, excuse me, so the Snow Serpents are definitely crack troops of Cobra. In the Sunbow animated series, as with all Cobra troops, they couldn't hit a blasted thing. Well, neither could G.I. Joe, except for blowing a few vehicles out of the sky or blowing up a land vehicle. Oh, pardon me. These guys are a very formidable foe for the G.I. Joe team. The Eels are a great action figure. I'll review them. I finally have a complete one without a busted regulator. The one I did have complete, the regulator busted and I lost a part of the hose, so I wanted to show you guys an eel that actually has a regulator that is complete. So I'll review him soon. These guys had to be eels. Anytime you parachute, you risk landing into trees, you risk falling into water. I asked my dad about that. Being a Green Beret, he's parachuted quite a bit. And he told me that if you land in water, that you push up and you go down below the parachute, detach, get the heck away from the cords, swim to the opposite directions of the cords, and then go up above. The parachute will obviously bring you down. And of course, you have a knife if you're tangled up and you can cut them. So if there's a water landing with these guys, they need that frogman training to get them out of the water. They kayak, so the kayak tips over. Again, they have that training that they could pull back on. Also the toughness that they need from being an eel just to survive in sub-zero conditions. I have a friend who does serve in the military, who does serve in Arctic conditions. You know who you are. So I'm sure he knows how tough it is to survive in that weather, and the training that you need to survive. The high caloric diet is you need all those calories. You burn off a lot just being there. So if you're looking for this guy on the aftermarket, he's going to come at a hefty price, as all troop builders do, or most of them I should say. I saw the Snow Serpent go from $8.99 with just one accessory all the way up to the ridiculous price of $44.99 complete, near mint, with a file card. So you could ask what you want online. It doesn't necessarily mean somebody will pay for it. The cheapest was $8.99 up to $44.99. His accessories are a different story. The backpack starts, I've seen around $2.99 on up to about $4.99. The parachute pack, which a lot of kids didn't play with, John left his attached because we did use it. We did play in real scenarios. But this one, a lot of kids, I'm sure, just didn't want to mess with it, took it off, threw it to the side. That is a little rarer, or a little harder to find. It starts about $3.99 going on up. The snowshoes, I've seen them sell individually for $1.99 on up. The complete pair, $2.99. The little arm for the anti-tank missile, $1.99 on up. The anti-tank missile itself, $1.99 on up. Backpack, $1.99 on up. The backpack is the least, or the most common accessory that I have found. Other people may know different sites which they shop off of with different prices. But this is just what I found on eBay today. So those are the current market prices. Condition really is everything with these guys, which drives up the price. Like this guy right here, my old buddy, being yellowed and, you know, kind of floppy. Maybe, you know, if I were to sell him online, which I wouldn't, I would let him go for $1.99, just being in the condition that he is. And you could fix the yellowing, which I haven't attempted to do with him yet. And which brings me to my next case. We all know that these lighter colored Joes do tend to yellow it from the sunlight, from body oils, just from moisture in the air. UV rays are just terrible on everything. This is something that Ed pointed out to me, so thanks again, Ed. I do this now with all my even vehicles that tend to yellow, and action figures. He recommended silica packs. These things come with everything. When you buy a new pair of shoes, those little packs that you find, don't throw those away. Store them with your G.I. Joes. It'll absorb the moisture in the air and help keep them from yellowing. So they're sold with everything. You can even find them in clothing, more higher end clothing. You find them. You can even find them in medication bottles. So I have several silica packs that I have displayed right next to my action figures that do yellow, and it helps. So thanks again for that, Ed. And Ed, I hope you enjoyed this review. Once again, it is a fan request or a viewer request, so thank you very much, Ed. I'm glad I could finally get to this. Like I said, it took me a while to get this guy at a decent price. Also with auctions, you stand a 30% chance of getting them at a cheaper price, depending on how many people are viewing that auction. I haven't done auctions enough to really get an analytical figure to which I could share with you guys. But I did get him in an auction, and I paid less than $20 for him, which I was just thrilled to get him. I also bought a semi-complete Stinger in an auction, and I got it for 10 bucks. So auctions do pay off. So anyway, guys, thank you so very much for tuning in. Don't forget that when I reach 100 subscribers, right now I'm at 86, I need 14 more to reach my goal of 100. So please post this on social media, share this video with your friends. If I get 14 subscribers, 14 more, which will bring me up to 100. I have another giveaway for you guys. And this one, I promise, it will be nice. It will be a very nice giveaway. I will give you a choice between two toys. You can have one or the other. So whichever one you need out of the two, it's yours. So 14 more subscribers. Your screen name does need to be public. Otherwise, I will see that you subscribe, but I won't see who you are. So your screen name does need to be public. I will do a drawing after I reach 100. You will have 5 days to respond via email or contacting me here on YouTube or on social media. And 5 days to respond. Give me your particulars and I will mail that wonderful prize out to you. So 14 more subscribers. I implore you guys, please help me with this. Please help me get to 100. More importantly, let's help HCC 788. He's a good man. Some people may not agree all the time with him. He does give a very honest opinion about his toys. doesn't like the 90s very much. Can't say I blame him, but I like the weirder things of the 90s, the brighter colors. But there are some things that did come out in the 90s that were a bit questionable. Like Ice Cream Soldier. He's a cool action figure, but the name Ice Cream Soldier, I just didn't buy him because of that name. So I remember going to Toys R Us and say, not with that name. So I didn't even want him to pollute my collection. So definitely, let's give him a hand. Let's send him some love, send him some support and well wishes. He is on Twitter. If you want to send him a message, or just head on over to his site here on YouTube, HCC788, and send him a message. I know that it helps, just knowing that you have somebody behind you when you're feeling at the absolute worst of your life. I mean, I would rather go through what I did this month, all with that horrible infection that I had. I would rather go through that again than be depressed, honestly. At least I was in a semi-good mood. At least I could laugh and smile when I was that sick. Depression, no, I didn't find anything funny. And I'm sure he really isn't either. And he has a good sense of humor. So let's give him some support. Once again, let's support his wife and his daughters. Just let's send them all a kind word. I know it'll mean a lot to them. It will. They're a good family, a tight family, and this kind of thing, it's hard on everybody. And those who don't suffer from depression, they don't really understand the pain that it causes, the emotional, psychological, and physical pain that it causes. It's not a pleasant thing, so please, let's give him some help. I would rather have you guys send him well wishes than subscribe to my channel, honestly. So let's do that, please. So this has been HCC788. No, I'm not HCC788. I am not that good. This has been Joe Motion Videos 82 signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.